already. Okay, so let's we're gonna now, how many of you, I'm sure that quite a number of you would have seen over the weekend, well, I think Thursday or so, there was a video, a 5 minutes video of former Senator Tricia Watson, that was put out in the media, social media, and carried by everybody, and everybody was watching it, etc. But there are some things that were said in the video, and I thought that it was very important for us um, to ask some questions and to share the truth that we know about it. So please share. I figure that she's probably watching, and so I will ask her some questions, because I think, for me, why am I doing this? Um, I'm doing this because I know there are some things that I know, and when I listen to the video, it doesn't match up with what I know, and so I want to ask some questions, and because it's important, because this is historic data that is in a video and will be remain out there, and I think it needs to speak. Truth needs to be what we uphold. And I will tell you, if I believe that if it can be shown to me that I have said something wrong, that I have no problems correcting it. And so I want to ask Miss Watson, when I'm finished there, if she believes that, if what I'm saying is wrong, I ask her to correct it. I really would ask her to correct it. She has my number, and she can reach out to me to correct it. Now, what we did uh, a script verbatim of Miss Watson's YouTube video. We also have the clips that we're going to run alongside this, so that you can see that what we're saying, and let's have a discussion about it and see if what is being said is, if you agree or you don't agree. But I am seeking to provide facts. So the first part of the video says, on Sunday, I attended the third day of the DLP annual conference. I think the whole of Barbados knows that, because it was in the news media that when I got to the gate, I was one of those people that was on a list to be locked out. In any case, someone eventually changed that position and I was allowed in. That, Miss Watson, um, is not true. That is not true, because I've got the list here. I've got the list that was sent to the police. And it bothered me, and I had to come on, because the DLP, for some reason, they're not for some, because Mr. Thorne said to drop it, they are dropping it. But really, I have a conscience, and I know stuff, and when I know it, it bothers me. And I'm saying to Miss Watson, if you have a different list than the one I have here, and because this is something that went to the police, I'm not going to show it on here. But Miss Watson, but I have the list right here. Just hang on. Just hang on. I don't think that, because why am I doing this? The media will not, the mainstream media, I guarantee you, they are not going to search to find this, because we have a way, when it's about certain people, right, in society, then we leave that alone. The others, we're going to dig them down to the ground. We're going to tell you what kind of underwear they're wearing, and we're going to investigate and investigate. Okay? But the letter that I have here on the DLP's letterhead 25th of August 2024, the Commissioner of Police, the Barbados Police, Roebuck Street, Bridgetown, St. Michael, and it starts, "Dear Sir," and it's a page and a half, and signed by the General Secretary, Acting General Secretary. No, 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 Miss Watson, it is not correct. It is not correct. I don't have anything about against you personally, ma'am, but this is not true. You were never on a list. This is untrue. This, I'm not saying you're a liar because you are, I don't know you as a liar. I'm saying this that you have said here is not true. That's it. All of social media, you can come for me, but when you're coming for me, bring the receipts. Bring the letter. So, Miss Watson, please provide the list with your name on it. I'm being this strong about it because I got facts. And it's only because it is a letter, excuse me, sent to the police and so on. Okay? And I don't have, normally Caswell would give me wisdom on this. And I just in myself know I'm not going to share that. I'm not going to put that letter that was sent to the police, on here. But I can tell you, and I can sleep in my bed tonight. Yeah? Let me show you the top of the letter. I could just show you the top of the letter without showing you the names of the people. See the top of the letter? Yeah? You see who it is, look and see who it is sent to. Yeah? That I will show you. I've got that. So you have, when you're going to make these things, this is a historic record. And I would say to you, Miss Watson, you've done a stellar job in the Senate. We all admire you. You've been on the show. I think you either going to tell us what is the truth or just leave this alone. Stop talking. Leave it alone or tell the truth. On this particular matter right here, you have not told the truth. Actually, let me go here and let me just bring up this. I have the video in case you think that I made it up, and let's hear her in her own words.
On Sunday, I attended the third day of the Democratic Labour Party's annual General Conference. I think the whole of Barbados knows that because it was in the news media that when I got to the gate, I was one of those people that was on a list to be locked out. In any case, someone eventually changed that position and I was allowed in.
Okay, so I show you the transcript. Thank God for a loyal opposition who sat down and it mattered to her and she typed it out. And the editor who did that. And I can't, no, it's wrong because it's a lie. You were never on a list and you were never locked out, ma'am. It's not true. And as I said, let the whole of social media come for me. But it is I'm telling the truth tonight. Okay? The next thing, let's see that letter again, Miss Dave. Let's put up that letter. Okay. Can you scroll? So there's a part that she was there with her mother. Yes, because I shook her hand and we greeted each other, and she, as I kept telling you, she allowed me to meet her mother. Right? She says here, I've heard, in particular, she said, I've heard people gleefully trying to excuse or explain Mr. Thorne's decision. In particular, quite disappointedly, Mr. Glenn Murray on the Marcia Week show, because someone sent me a clip where he praised the brutality of the action. That's the language that was used. Okay? Can I just say that Mr. Murray, and he's right here. Let me see if I can bring him in. What Mr. Murray praised, if you go back and you listen to the show, And I didn't need to go back to listen to that because I remember what Mr. Murray was praising was the fact that she was fired and her name was not called. Mr. Murray, you're here. Good evening again, sir.
Yeah, good evening. I hope you can hear me far better now.
Yes, it is better. To me, it is
Good.
better.
Yeah.
I was just called your name because Miss Watson had included in her letter that you were praising the brutality of the action, meaning the action, meaning the firing. And my recollection of the discourse between you and I on here was that you were speaking about the fact that she was fired without even calling her name, and you thought that you loved the fact that that style was done, that her name was not called. Isn't that what it was?
Basically, yeah. And I said that in the context of there's a whole lot of literature in the world about the acquisition and use of power, tactics, and strategy. I mean, I can name you a few books. There's a book called The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. There's another one called The Art of War
Mm,
by John Sun Tzu. The Prince by the well-known Machiavelli. Influence the Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Calderon. Thinking Fast and Slow by Stanley. There's a whole literature which promotes, and people who've been to the Wharton School of Business or Harvard Business School know that there is a
yeah.
whole body of
Mr.
literature.
Murray, Mr. Murray, someone was saying to try it without the headphones. If you plug out the headphones completely, would that be helpful?
And speak into um, take a plug by your headphones.
Yes. Let me see if Dave can let me put you again because it's really really it's really not working out with the sound. The sound is not yeah. Yes. Okay. So yes. Okay. Yes. So folks, back to this video and the transcript of the video. That is not what Mr. Murray said, right? That is not what Mr. Murray said. Okay. It's important that I think truth is important. Okay. Let me just respond to Skybrow. It has nothing to do with loyalty to Mr. Thorne. If that's all you can hear from this, um, tonight, that I'm bringing to you facts on something that someone has put out in the media, and all you can hear is loyalty to Mr. Thorne. No, it's you know what it is. It bothers my conscience to know that I know the truth and somebody is putting out something that is a lie. If you're going to say your name was on a list that was given to the security, given to the police, and it was not, it is not true. You have to correct it. Miss Watson, you have to either produce the list or retract that part of your statement of what you've said. The other night, I did something. I came on here and I said something, right? I said something, and Mr. I was pulled up on it, and I came on. It was something that someone said that David Ellis said, and I came on and I apologized to him and I took back the statement. So I'm saying let's hold everybody up to a high standard. Yeah. Okay. That particular piece, not true. What that Mr. Murray said, that the firing of her, he loved the brutality of it. Not true. Not true. Let's go down a little further, Dave. If you could go down a little further. I don't know much about that other piece in red, but go down because I'm only going to do the things that I know. And I think nobody asked me to do this. The DLP did not ask me to do this. I was there Sunday, and that was the thing. I wasn't there somebody telling me something. I was there. So when I heard that part in there, and somebody called me today, I said, "But ma'am, that is not true." I was there and I saw that they let her in. There was no list. When she came to the gate, Senator Watson and she once the security came to the gate, then they opened the gate. There was no discussion about her name. That's what I know. So that's why I went and made sure I got the letter. Now, how many of you listened to Brass Tacks and Mr. Thorne was on? Be honest. Who listened to Brass Tacks? Listen, if we're going to hold everybody, right? If we're going to hold everybody to a high standard, let's hold everybody to a high standard, okay? Including Miss Watson, right? The press and everybody, they're holding Mr. Thorne to a high standard. Let's hold Mr. Thorne to a high standard. I should be at a high standard. That's why David Ellis let me know, Marcia, you said something wrong. Hold each other to high standards. Or just don't say anything. And I'm saying, ma'am, do not sully your good character by continuing to put out these statements with falsehood inside of it. If you have that letter with your name in the letter, send it. Send the letter. If not, you should retract this statement because it's not true. Nobody paid me. Mr. Thorne doesn't know I'm doing this. Nobody asked me to do it. Do you understand? When I went down there Sunday, nobody asked me to go. My own family was saying, "You sure you want to go?" I knew in my heart that I wanted to go. Like I knew in my heart that I'm coming on here and I know it's going to cause a firestorm, but I don't care because I'm standing on truth. No. They did not make the delay. The delay at the gate was that the security was not standing at the gate to open the gate. I was there, more, whoever you are. It's no. They had to get the security because they had to go and get the security to open the gate. There was no that's the only delay, sir. You understand? That's the only delay. I was there. And if you're going to write something, you're going to put something out there that your name and all of Barbados knows. She said, go up, Dave, go back up to where it said. She says, all of Barbados knows that her name was on a list. That is propaganda. That is propaganda. And as I said, do what you want to do with me in the media now. But I can't sit down and allow this to go like this because it's not true. Miss McLean is not going to come on here and say anything about it. I think the whole of Barbados knows because it was in the news media that when I got to the gate, I was one of those that was not on a list to be, that was on a list to be locked out. Lies. I can't stand it, man. That's propaganda. You are pushing that on everybody that we all know. Well, we don't all know. There's some of us down there and some of us have facts. You were never on a list. So stop it, please. My number is 2367000. Contact me, all of the handlers and everybody. Contact me. Because I really, you see, once you come on the truth, I really don't care. Okay? So let's look at the next at the bottom there. She said something here that on Starcom, Mr. Thorne was on Starcom, and she said, In addition to that, I had to listen yesterday and chuckle because she made a chuckle. So the person who transcribed it put chuckle. To Mr. Sorn, Mr. Sorn said that he prefers a younger man to a woman in her 50s. He might not have put it that way, but that's what it is. Did you hear Mr. Thorne say that he prefers a younger man to a woman in his to a woman in her 50s? Folks, oh Lord of mercy. Look at what Skylar says. Guys, you see, this is why Mia Martley is doing what she's doing to us. Folks, look at what Skylar says. Might not be Miss Watson's voice. Oh my Lord. Skylar says it might not. It says so. It's an AI that is in our video. Come on. This is why people Exhibit A. This is why Mia Martley can giving a lot of people Kool-Aid to drink because we are no longer thinking, right? Miss Watson was not being denied entry. They had to go to get the security. That is what happened, Mr. Gaines. They had to go to get the security because everybody who's at the gate, they have to figure out who they are before they let them in. That's why the security is there. You understand? So there is everybody who comes there is a delay. There is a delay for everybody who comes to the gate. That still does not answer the question about why was it said that her name was on a list that it doesn't exist. Not that I'm seeing. She probably has a list. Right? Miss Watson got in. Let's listen to Mr. Thorne let me listen to Mr. Thorne and see if that's what you deduce that he says he prefers a younger man to an older woman. Because you see, this is important because part of this propaganda, they're trying to push this whole gender divide over this thing. So listen to this and see if this is what you understand.
How to
And
put it now. One of the first things that will be confronting you is that you're going to come across members of the electorate asking you, how can you replace Tricia Watson, who seemed to be so young and bright and a female, doing a good job in the Senate? Why would you replace her then with Andrea Wirral, who they might figure don't have the
Yes,
same skill set that she does?
yes, yes. Well, you use two two adjectives. You say the young and bright. I think Andre is about 10 years younger, and there's no evidence that he's any less bright. But I don't want to have the conversation degenerate into comparisons favorable and or unfavorable. Just let us say that Andre, look, let me start with the former senator, of course, and say to you uh, that she came, I chose her, and I chose her not on the basis of a personal friendship, because there was no personal friendship there. We never made social contact. I want the public to know that. I chose her because she had been an advocate on a matter of electricity rates. I took the view that high electricity rates were at the center of an economy that was not doing well. It was at the center of the question of inflation. Costs in Barbados were too high. Production costs were too high. All kinds of costs were too high. And I think that had a lot to do with electricity rates that were not fair. And anybody who was providing advocacy in that area, I felt should be elevated into the Senate and given a voice on behalf of the people of Barbados.
Thank you, Dave, for that. Does anybody there heard anything in that discourse between the moderator and Mr. Thorne to say that Mr. Thorne um, prefers a younger man to an older man, to a younger man to an older woman, that he prefers? Hmm? I mean, listen to that, and you gotta you. Well, as someone said, this is what the mainstream media should be doing, really. But what happens is we don't do that. It goes, and it's been there from Thursday. Nobody thought to fact check it or anything, right? And I didn't want to be doing this tonight, but it was bothering me, and I know. I said no, this is not right, because you expect that others will do it, right? You expect that others would do it, but no. Yeah. Right, so let's be real. I'm reading the comments here. There was one that I wanted to answer, and I can answer some things here. This person, loyal sons and daughters all good night, says, why would they let her back in to fire her? Listen, first of all, let's get facts right. Miss Watson was not there when she was fired. She was not there. She was not present. There were three sessions. They had the church service. There was the members. They have their members meeting. I'm calling it that, which I didn't go into that, but I know that Miss Watson was in there because people were calling me and said, "But Miss Watson is outside." I said, "But no, I just heard her speaking inside there." So she was inside speaking. She was on the floor. And they gave her, they deferred to her and said because she's a senator, they gave her even longer time. As a DLP family, they were dealing with some matters, so she was there. Then there was a break, and after the break, Miss Watson left. She wasn't let back in to fire her. That's not true. So let's sort that out. The manner in which it was done, well, there are different ways that I wouldn't get into that, different ways that it can be done. They're on here. There are different people might have different views in the way that it was done. They're different because, as I said, I have a board and I have asked people to leave. I have teachers, and there are different ways that it's done depending on the person that you're dealing with. That would be up to Mr. Thorne and his way of that. He wants to do it. You might think that it was harsh, and you're entitled to that. And that's a good thing. That's to know your opinion. We're not here talking about opinions. We are talking about truth. If Mr. Thorne had said, well, I sent her a letter and he didn't, then I should have the integrity to say, but Mr. Thorne, we have found out that you did not do that. But he didn't. He told them straight, I did not inform her before. You can take that and you can say, I don't like that. And that's fine. That's opinion. We're talking here about facts. All I'm going through this letter, this transcript is looking at facts. And there are three things that I've identified as already that it's not so. It did not happen that way. It's not true. Yeah. And I know we have and I say to Miss Watson, provide the facts on these things or withdraw the statement in term for your own integrity. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I know I'm talking truth, Kim. Whether you want to believe that or not, I'm speaking truth tonight. And yeah, and I'm very open. If anybody has anything to substantiate what Miss Watson has put out here tonight, please, on Thursday, please send it 236-7000, and I will come back on and say, folks, I was wrong. Okay, please do that. Okay, well, that's all I have to say right now. Okay, that's all I have to say right now on this, and that's yeah.